Texas Congresswoman Granger introduced that measure, joins us live to explain why she brought it to the House floor. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Now, there are two resolutions. Why did you decide that this was the right move?
I did this because the actions of the Speaker in tearing up the speech not only violated the decorum that's always been part of the State of the Union address, but also those heroes that were introduced by the President who had such remarkable lives, the Tuskegee Airmen, 100 years old, and tearing up the speech sort of tore up their time in the spotlight, which they certainly needed and recognized. I thought it was really a violation of the decorum that recommends what happens in a speech like that, and from the House of Representatives. The Speaker was there, and essentially it was a stunt, but I thought it should be brought to people's attention. So I had a privileged resolution that said that it was a lack of decorum and respect, and it was brought for a vote for the House, and the Democrats brought that down.
Representative Granger, Pelosi's camp is accusing you of playing politics. Here's what a spokesperson had to say, quote, "It is sad to see a senior member respected on both sides of the aisle have to kneel at the altar of Trump in order to win her primary. That's all this is about." Your response?
Well, that is not the situation. What it's all about is what I saw at the State of the Union and her response. And we've done this before when someone says to not stand up to what we expect from leaders like her. And if you watch this over and over again, it was a stunt. She took that speech and tore it up.
Now, we heard from both Nancy Pelosi yesterday and President Trump, the president taking a victory lap, of course, following his Senate impeachment acquittal. Some people on the other side of the aisle said that it looked like he was in deep psychological distress, that it was dark and disturbing what the president had to say yesterday. There was a lot of back and forth. Nancy Pelosi sticking to her guns with what she had to do. Let's go ahead and take a listen to a little bit of this.
It was evil. It was corrupt. This should never, ever happen to another president.
You're impeached forever. You're never getting rid of that scar. He looked to me like he was a little sedated. He looked that way last year, too.
We first went through Russia. It was all
Where do we go from here, do you think, Congresswoman?
Well, I hope that somehow we go back to working together. That could have been done at the State of the Union address, when the normal situation is, regardless of parties, that you have a respect and attention to what the president's saying. He had a lot of good news to present. You know, the welfare rolls are down, wages are up. It was a good speech and a good report. And now I think as both parties should work together for the American people. That's what we were asked to do.
But to follow up on Jillian's question, are we just too far down the field on this one to have any changes? I mean, just as a lay observer here, watching from the outside, it just feels like these two parties are so entrenched on their sides. There's no common ground.
Like we hit a breaking point.
Like we hit a breaking point, right, this week, in fact.
Yeah, we do work. Many of us work together on particular issues, and that's always been a part of who we are. In this situation, I think the impeachment really was the most difficult. And my people in my district, people say, what do they ask? They just say, move on. What is this about? And when we saw videos of high-ranking Democrats saying, please reelect me so we can impeach the president before the president even took office, and we saw those videos, it was a situation where, was he ever given a chance to have the respect that the president deserves?
All right, Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.